Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Harry's Highlights. On this video, we're going to talk about the book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Now, this is all about understanding the individual laws and how they all come together to make an effective, true leader. Someone that these laws are irrefutable, so that means that they're undeniable. They are necessary for becoming an effective communicator and leader. So, the law we want to focus on today is Law 10, the Law of Connection. Now, the law of connection is all about understanding how to work best with people, how to truly influence them on the most effective way. One of the things that it explains there is that leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. Now, this is about understanding that you can't move people to action unless you first move them with emotion. The heart comes before the head. And this is understanding that people need to be convinced or bought into what it is that you do. They need to believe in you, believe in the cause, believe in what they're doing. If they feel it's all just, directions and orders, they feel they'll, at very best, they'll do the bare minimum. They'll never go above duty. And at very worst, they won't do anything at all. So when you can understand that and think about that in depth, it understands the importance of connecting with people at an emotional level. Connecting without that gap or distance, really bridging that and building that relationship so this person feels like they're not just a number, And this is so true no matter what the situation. No matter what situation you're communicating in, personal or business, whether it be a group or individual, it applies across all areas. If people don't feel engaged on an emotional level, it can be next to impossible to influence them because they'll be closed off. They feel like this person only cares about what they want, their bottom line, whatever it may be. What I feel, how there's no care there. I'm disposable to them. I'm just a pawn. So when you think about it, effective leaders and communicators recognize this and act on it almost instinctively. That means they won't naturally go in there with just barking a bunch of orders. They'll want to understand help me understand your position or what you do here, what you plan to bring to the table, what you already bring to the table, how you feel about this one. I know I'm asking a lot from you. Do you feel this is within your capabilities? Any sort of questions that sort of show care, that sort of help understand that, hey, you're not just another tool in the shed for me to use. You're a person with feelings, with thoughts, emotions, and I want to know if what I'm asking you to do is something that you feel you're capable of, that what I'm asking you to do you feel like is reasonable, that what I'm asking you to do you feel like it's decent of me to ask you. I'm still being respectful of you. See, and the good leaders of the world work developing stronger connections with people who follow them because they understand that in order for these people to allow the leader to influence them, they have to have some sort of emotional connection. So the stronger the relationship you form with your followers, the greater the connection you forge, and the more likely those followers will be to want to help you. It means that no matter what you ask, because of the relationship you have, they'll be willing to do it. That doesn't matter what time of day it is, how tired they are. It doesn't matter how big the project is or how big the task is. If they feel like they have a true connection with you, they'll be more than willing to do it. They'll want to do it. They'll probably even do it without you asking because they feel like you care for them, so they want to care for you. They want to return that feeling. They want to prove or pay it back. So it's extremely powerful to have that, to establish that connection, and it's so crucial to being an effective leader. That's why it's called the law of connection, because it's so irrefutable that you have to have that connection to be an effective leader. Otherwise, it's just a position. If you try to lead with that, well, I'm the boss, you're the employee, I'm the leader, you're the follower, any of that sort of disconnect, if you have to say that, then these people, when push comes to shove, they're not going to look after you. They're not going to go above duty. They're not going to lift a finger if it means that they're put out in any way. But when you have a connection, when you have that relationship built, they are more than happy to give up sleep, give up money, give up time, give up energy to give back to you. Because they feel like you've invested in them, they really want to pay their dividends. They really want to do something so that you can get a return on that investment. They want to prove it. They want to show it. They want to deliver that to you because they feel like you've served them. So it's when you summarize that, it means that people really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you develop credibility with people when you connect with them and show you genuinely care and want to help them. They truly believe that the words you're saying match the actions you have. When you say that, like, we're a team, and then you go down and you might even just meet everybody, just shaking their hand. They're like, wow, we really are a team. We're not just a group that this person's leading. We're a team. We're, some degree or some form of a family. We're all working together. It's not individuals that just seem to be working side by side. It's people synergistically, symbiotically connected. We work together. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So to connect with people in a group, you've got to relate to them as individuals. You have to see them as not one big group, but as each individual person with their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own aspirations, their own goals. Sure, as a team, they may want to achieve things, but they'll also want to achieve things individually as well. And when you can look at them and understand them individually like that, then you can really start to build a connection with them. Then you can then get more productivity out of them because they're willing to do it. They'll want to do it. They'll feel bad not doing it because they'll feel like you took the time with me, let me now take the time for you. So when you can understand that, you can understand how powerful it is, how necessary it is, how much easier it makes things. By applying that law of connection, you truly make things more efficient, more productive, and more pleasurable for everybody. But there's certain things you've got to do to be effective at that one. Number one is you have to connect with yourself first. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to have confidence in yourself. People aren't going to march to the sound of an uncertain trumpet. When something happens, when the leader speaks anything, they have to feel like their leader believes it as well. The person leading them, if the leader's saying that we're going to do this, and the leader's saying it with any sort of uncertainty or doesn't believe it themselves, the followers will pick up on it. And they'll emulate that. They go, well, if the leader isn't feeling confident with this, I don't feel confident with this. So that's number one. It's so important. You have to connect with yourself. That's the baseline. Second one is sincerity. There's so much power in sincere praise, in sincerity when you speak with someone. When you say something and it's not just a cookie cutter compliment, when it's not just a, yep, good job, when it's specific, when it's like, hey, I seen that, you only have to do this and you went and did this as well. I truly appreciate that. I noticed it, I recognize it, and I want you to know that it was definitely noticed. And I hope that you keep it up. They say that, recognition or praise is a great example of it. Praise is something that babies cry for and grown men will die for. Because it's something that on different levels, a lot of people want to different degrees. And when you're sincere about it, you'll see the difference in what a person's prepared to do for you. Or your followers prepared to do for the leader. The second one is you've got to know your audience. You need to understand more about what it is they want, their capabilities, what they can produce, what they're bad at, what they're good at, their strengths and weaknesses. To truly connect with them, to make sure you're putting your best people in the best situations. The next one is you've got to live your message. You have to do what you say. You can't just tell them to do it. You have to truly do it yourself as well. There has to be that connection. Next one is that you don't expect them to adapt to you. You got to adapt to them. Focus on them. Understand that you as a leader have to take the first step. That has to come from you first. The next one there is that you then focus on them individually. Focus on and helping them, not just focusing on as a team. Help each person individually. That connection, that'll show. That investment will pay dividends. The next one is there, believe in them. That belief that you have in them will show through in the way you speak to them, the way that you work with them, the expectation you have with them. And they'll want to live up to it. The next is that you've got to offer hope. When you offer hope, you give them a future. You give them the feeling that you know what? I can do this. This can happen. We can make that happen. We can tackle that one. We'll produce those results. So it comes down to it that you've got to connect with people, not instead of convince them. When you connect with them, you're working with them instead of working against them to see your side. You're working with them to see their side instead of forcing them to see your side. And that difference will show dramatically in everything that you do as a team. So it explains there then, like, the law of connection explains that to lead yourself, use your head. To lead others, use your heart. And that's what it means there, the law of connection, when it says leaders touch your heart before they ask for a hand. The importance of emotion trumps all the logic and objection in the world. People don't care what you know until they know how much you care. Well, we'll be making a lot more of these videos for this training series to help you with your personal development goals. That's all for now though. So until next time, leave a comment below on what you like the most. I look forward to sharing more with you in the next episode.